Fala galera, beleza? CultDAO-BR aqui de novo, como é que vocês estão? Hoje estou trazendo aqui um vídeo bem legal, algo bem interessante com os cofundadores do projeto Cult DAO. Acho que é um vídeo que interessa muitas pessoas que estão investindo aí no projeto e querem entender um pouco mais sobre ele. Desde já deixa seu like, se inscreve no canal, ativa as notificações para você não perder as novidades. Esse vídeo deu um pouquinho de trabalho para poder legendar, essa é a parte 1. O começo do vídeo, o rapaz que está fazendo a entrevista, ele teve um problema com o áudio dele, mas após 1 minuto volta ao normal, então, por favor, tenham paciência com essa parte. Espero que vocês gostem do vídeo e é isso, galera.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first official Cult DAO AMA. We are joined by heads of the community, heads of the development team, everything in the community, everything Cult DAO we've got covered here. We've joined by our Artorias co-founder, Jeff Crypto, Humble Jeff, whatever you want to call him. He is a guardian in the ecosystem, will give us a lot of insight regarding proposals, etc. And Harry, a head of the community. We're going to be talking about the lore in Cult DAO, something that hasn't really been mentioned much in the Cult DAO ecosystem for YouTube. And so I want to go ahead and start off with Artorias. Maybe we can go on our backgrounds and go a little bit deeper onto this. He's, of course, using a voice modulator, and this is all anonymous as Cult DAO is. And so Artorias, if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Artorias, I guess the co-founder, first Meister, first guardian of Cult DAO.
There you go. I got the echo. Don't worry, I fixed it. So you're the first guardian of Cult DAO.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it, but
okay.
I guess it's not technically correct, I suppose, because I'm not actually a guardian, and I'm not a top 50 staker. I felt like a bit helping to sort of start it up. I felt I didn't want to get too involved, too close to the project in terms of, I felt like it wouldn't be my place to push through proposals based on my agenda.
Oh, so you're a top holder, but you're just not doing proposals.
So yeah. Basically,
okay.
Yeah. So, but most of all of my holdings is vested rather than, I'm not a big whale in the cult wallets. So yeah.
So you're vested on that pre-sale that happened in Unicrypt a while back. Is that what's going on here? Or?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because first off, I don't know how the vesting schedule works with all of that. Was there a certain thesis behind this pre-sale to raise funds for certain things? Was it to raise hype? What was the thinking behind this pre-sale for Cult DAO?
So the main thing was to give us the opportunity to lock away the liquidity, which we've done for 265 years, which is the maximum amount that you can actually do. So obviously that's pretty much renders the project unruggable, right? Because no one.
It's a lot of liquidity too.
Ever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was like $1 million that Mr. Romodulus put in and locked away off the bat. So crazy. That's a statement more than anything, right? Locking that away, and
I don't think anybody else has done that, right?
It's pretty full on. And in terms of with the pre-sale, it was. How do I explain? It was one Ethereum. We gave Fale the ability to buy 1 Ethereum worth of Cult at the time of the pre-sale per wallet. The whole goal of the pre-sale was basically just to cover the costs of, to kickstart the project, and that was the way we could pay developers for compensating them for their time building this protocol. Get it off the ground, right? And that's it. Once the costs were covered with the raise, everything over and above that was just like one-time marketing to kick it off, and that's it. There's no team wallet. There's no marketing wallet. We created a multi-sig just to hold those funds initially,
right?
And that was it.
So you kept the pre-sale funds to do that one-time marketing push. I think I did a little bit of research on that. That's the airdrops you did to a bunch of people, right?
No, so that's separate. So that was
that's separate. Okay.
Yeah, that was pre-sale. So that was Mr. Omodulus. He contacted a whole plethora of public figures he felt that embodied decentralization and had the morals that aligned with the protocol and his own. I mean, out of, I think it was 50 in total he contacted, only 15 came back and agreed, and so they were given that that was a separate allocation. So it was locked up in the same way that the pre-sale was,
right?
In terms of they couldn't access it until the pre-sale had finished, and liquidity was obviously locked away, and yeah, but that wasn't included as part of the that was before the actual, so that wasn't part of the public raise.
Okay, and the development team that you got, how did you vet these guys to trust them into building this protocol? Did you guys cross-check the code? Is all of this public open source so people can go ahead and check it?
Yeah, so I wasn't actually responsible for finding the developers. That was something that Mr. Omodulus found, and
yeah.
he already had them in place working on that before he brought it to me. But because he's not really the public type of person, not the chatty type.
Yeah, he's not the PR.
People obviously, he's all about the Twitter and stuff like that. So I kind of helped him out with actually liaising with the developers and things.
Yeah.
And then we had everything audited by Solid Proof, and that all passed through, and that's all publicly available on GitHub. It's all open source, so all the contracts are there, audits are there, and also Mr. Omodulus did KYC with Solid Proof as well.
Solid Proof, and he was a well-known developer or something like that, right?
Apparently so, but yeah, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, we have no idea, right? It's Mr. Omodulus.
I wasn't privy to that information,
of course,
unfortunately. But obviously, there's rumors going around, right?
All right, I think we'll go on to Jeff now. So Jeff is a guardian. You guys know him as Humble Jeff. First off, Jeff, how did that even come to be? Like, where's the Humble Jeff lore here?
I think it just started yesterday, dude.
Oh, really?
Like, I
popped it on the title. I think you're screwed, man.
Dude, I don't know if I like the nickname or not, but it seems like it's sticking, so I guess I'll run with it.
I mean, you can name yourself whatever you want.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah.
No, I think one commute. So I'm also an admin and mod within the Discord and the Telegram, right? So, one job as a guardian, helping research and put proposals through for the many to vote on. The other is just helping, right, educate people in those different channels, stop people from arguing, right? Remove FUD, things of that nature. And, sometimes you break up fights, and then some people, they appreciate it. Sometimes they don't. It's all about just, it's hard, right? Because we're all about decentralization. We want the freedom of speech. Like, that stuff is really important. And we try as we can in the Discord and the Telegram and give people extra shots and opportunities to correct themselves and educate themselves. And that's what I'm trying to do better at. And I think one of the members appreciated that, and ever since has been calling me Humble Jeff. And it seems to be
okay. That makes sense. Yeah. So you got your roles, right? You all got your roles off of Mr. Omodulus. What makes you trust in Mr. Omodulus's message for Cult DAO?
What makes me trust him?
Yeah.
The first thing so again, I'm a day one pre-sale investor as well. So I'm by no means a whale. I just happened to get in on early.
Okay.
I was introduced to the project by another gentleman named Dom Ryder, who's the CEO of the Empire DAO. It's another protocol that's decentralizing the metaverse. I've been a community member there for a long time, and I trust Dom very much. And, so he introduced me to the project. And so then I started reading the manifesto, and that's when, a fire was lit under my ass.
Yeah.
Because so many things within that manifesto just ring true to the life.
They do.
It's super honest. It's brutal. I myself have a pretty good life. So, some of the stuff didn't resonate with me as much as might resonate with some other people, but I knew that there's so many problems in the world that needs to be solved. And so, actually what's funny is before the pre-sale, Mr. Modulus actually DM'd me on Telegram, and I thought it was spam, so I blocked and reported it.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I felt so bad about that ever since. So I did tell him I was sorry afterwards. And he
you guys get a lot of spam, so I think he was fine with it.
Yeah, I think so too. And so he just, what I like about it is just the fact that he donated so much money, the fact that he's a charitable person, the fact that he locked all that liquidity.
What did he donate? Was it the liquidity?
Yeah, donated all of his liquidity.
Right.
It just, when you see stuff like that happen, that there's just so much more purpose behind something than someone's own backs. Because when you're in crypto long enough, you just see there's so many cash grabs out there. And not that they're bad, like, okay, the devs want to make money, like that's fine. But it's so rare when you see something like this, where they're not just donating some money, they're donating a ton of money.
Pretty much all of their
want
money.
To see, they want to see this vision succeed, and they want to change the world. That you never see stuff like that in crypto. It's very rare. And so that made it so unique to me. And the fact that he wanted to renounce contract ownership, and, because I had been involved for, since day one, right? Like I went through the process of 2 months or so before the hype happened. And it was me and probably like 5 to 10 other people that in the other Guardians that were trying to push this thing forward and spread the word. And Mr. Amalgis was in there talking with us a bunch. And so I guess I kind of rambled, but there's a lot of reasons why I trusted this project and Mr. Modulus.
Yeah, no, 100%. For me, I cover this other project a little bit more memey called Shiba Doge, and the way it resonated with me, same way with Cult DAO, it was the co-prosperity thought that DeFi is going to change the world in some way, whether you like it or not. There's going to be all kinds of tokens coming out of the woodwork, which is just inherently going to take power away from the governments of the world. That's just what's happening with crypto right now. That's why everybody's mad. You see it in Argentina, Venezuela, all of these third world countries starting to shift more and more into crypto. We see hyperinflation happening in these countries and kind of the irking of a changing of world orders. But crypto is always going to stay there, and the code is what makes it all work. So Cult DAO, I entered it, immediately greeted on Discord. Everything was explained. I read the manifesto, and the whole manipulation, the whole medication, all that kind of stuff is 100% real. It's a great read. Even if you don't care about the token, it's kind of like, reading the Bible, in the sense that even if you're not religious, you can learn a lot from reading these things. So the manifesto is a great read. On top of that, he was KYC'd, right? Obviously, he's a private KYC, so I trusted a little bit more. 265 years of locked liquidity was like, I think when I saw it was $9 million, so it was a lot of money locked for a token this early. I don't really know the lore of what happened before this hype train and how all of this came to be. I'm sure a lot of people are also curious on this, that are getting into Cult DAO right now, seeing it Dex tool trending, seeing it all over the place randomly out of nowhere. What's the story behind that? How did we just randomly get so much hype, and what led to it?
Dude, it's honestly, when I think back on it, man, it's almost poetic.
Okay.
Right? Because you think about all the money he donated, right? And locked that. It's almost like a whale's playground, right? On Ethereum blockchain, because they could invest so much money, not have to worry about such high slippage, and they could trade it. And
the slippage was,
volume.
What was it, like 0.5% when I did mine?
Yeah.
In a normal token, it's a good 9% plus to do a transaction with a market cap that low.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
And so it's, like I said, it's a whale's playground. That leads to more volume, because bigger trades lead to bigger volume. More volume leads to more funds in the treasury, which means more things that we get passed via proposals, which means more profits to investors, which means more Cult is burned. It's like when he says it's Cult is an unstoppable, is a infinite machine that cannot be stopped. It really is.
Yeah, no, it's literally just volume. It's rule number one. It's liquidity. They've got all the right things. And, I've got a few buddies telling me that, oh, this is going to end up being a rug or this and that. My thought process is absolutely, there's a high likelihood that all of these projects end up being something. But for Cult, they have that advantage, right? They're decentralized. They're doing everything the right way. The website looks incredible. They've got their protocol built out. I believe with the lore that was built out recently. All of this stuff came out recently. So this was all calculated. This didn't just happen randomly, right? In terms of the airdrops and everything.
Yeah. like now that the longer I'm in this protocol and the more I talk with other people, it does seem like a lot of this was previously planned, and you just start to realize just how brilliant Mr. Modulus truly is.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. So have you ever done a proposal as a Guardian?
I've done a couple. I've submitted to myself for voting, and I have also co-authored, worked on several others that I didn't submit.
Okay, and how does that process work?
So the way that it works is, in my opinion, it's normally best depending on, maybe to take a step back. Like we say we're kind of like a decentralized venture capital DAO, but unlike traditional venture capital where there's a lot of red tape and you're really just targeting like, this is how we're going to make profits and this is how we're going to pass on the stakers. There's so much more flexibility in what we can do. And so the things that I've done is I've actually connected with some of the teams that we were planning to do an investment with, and worked out what exactly that process would look like.